What was you reading in, Nina? Proverbs, Psalms?
I read Proverbs 26 and Psalm 26.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh, okay.
I like them both. Especially the Psalms, talking about the joy and songs, stuff like that.
Well, Proverbs that she read fit Trot's image, because what did it say in the first few lines? The enemy betrays with a kiss. Right to Judas, right there.
Oh, I missed that part.
Yep. Funny how that works.
What is going on? Man, what's the deal?
Let's see.
Good morning, bud.
What's the deal, Pickle? Oh, Sando. Pickle. What's up, man? Long time no see. Well, I mean, on the panel. I know you come in and listen when when you're cutting them wigs. When you're cutting them wigs. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Well, Amazing ain't here. Then again, he didn't say for sure if he was going to come today, because I knew he was going to bring some shenanigans. Let's see what's on the list. We talked about that yesterday. Second, I don't know what that is. The RISPA. Okay, we already talked about RISPA. Guess I just got to erase it.
Time to go over the Urim and the Thummim.
We might have to do that again pretty soon. We might have to. I know Dre was asking me, he was asking me yesterday, have we ever went in depth into Melchizedek? And the truth is, I don't think we ever went in depth. I've talked about him a few times, but I don't think we went in depth. But we won't talk about that today. Not today. Not on no Friday. Maybe next week.
What about the topic I told you yesterday?
What was the topic?
That not everyone is saved.
That's what you brought up yesterday? Not everybody is saved?
Yeah, well, I want to talk about the 144.
Oh no, you did not bring up the 144 yesterday. Now here you go, start adding stuff.
I did.
Somebody confirmed that. She brought up the 144,000 to me yesterday. No.
I can't confirm or deny.
Yeah. Get the address.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I wrote it down, and I didn't write down no 144,000. So, ma'am, you were talking to somebody else about that.
Okay.
So, what else did you ask? Does anybody remember what she asked?
I said that not about why everybody's not. Let me reword it. Is not totally sure who is going and who's not. But I started studying last night because you said to get the address or whatever, which I did. And it's a lot. Brother, it's a lot. It's like you said, you got to go through the whole Bible. And it was taking me to other places. Oh, my God.
Does anybody remember what she brought up? Anybody? Nobody remembers.
I remember her saying that not everyone was going to be saved or something to that effect, and you told her to go get a verse.
Yeah, but I don't remember her saying not everybody's going to be saved. I don't remember her saying that.
I said that.
No, you said it in your head out loud. You didn't say that. Not everybody's going to be saved.
Okay, but what's the situation?
Huh?
So what's the decision?
Well, I got to first figure out what the heck you were asking yesterday before I make a decision.
Okay.
How did you word it yesterday?
Yeah,
John?
you didn't word it like that. That may have been what you were asking, but that ain't.
I'm gonna tell you right now,
Right,
my brain doesn't work like yours.
It works. Your brain works. Ready, go.
I forgot how I worded it, but the topic that I want to talk about, that I meant to say yesterday, was about the 144.
Oh no, we ain't talking about the 100. If that's what you were, no, we ain't talking about the 144,000 in the Book of Revelation. Absolutely not.
Why?
You don't know why?
I'll tell you why.
Why?
You don't know why?
Because we're not there.
You're not going to understand what the heck I'm talking about.
What?
Yes, you heard me.
Look, what he's going to do is start asking us where this is, where that is, and if you can't come off the top of your head with some similar stories and similar places throughout the Bible, then he's not doing it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm ready.
No, you ain't. No, you ain't.
I'm already there. I have an amplified and the
Sis,
new
I love
King
you.
James
I
version.
love you, but you're not ready.
No, I'm telling you, you're not ready.
We're not ready. As a collective group.
As soon as I start talking about like the first 30 seconds to a minute, you're going to be like, well, what's that? And then we're going to, for 2-3 hours, we're going to talk about what that is, and we still ain't going to be able to talk about 144,000.
Okay.
All right, so I'll give you an example. Let me think of something similar. All right, so let's say you ask me, let's talk about the mark of the beast, right? Jen?
Yes.
All right, and I say, okay, first tell me about the mark of Christ. What are you going to say?
Boy, I have to tell you first the mark of Christ.
Huh?
I prepared for this.
No. I'm giving you an example. Mm-hmm. If you said to me, I want to talk about the mark of the beast, and I said, okay, well, before we talk about the mark of the beast, I want you to talk to me about the mark of Christ. Would you be able to do that right now? Talk about the mark of Christ?
We sealed. It says that we are sealed and we're going to receive.
That's not the mark. That's not the mark.
A mark of on the forehead of him.
Where? Where does it say that?
In Revelations.
Revelations don't have an S. Revelation. Revelationes. That's right. Revelaciones, yeah, that thing. Yeah. All right, okay, but what I'm saying is, anytime someone wants to talk about the mark of the beast, they never can talk to me about the mark of Christ. So then we got to go through the mark of Christ, but yet you want to talk about the mark of the beast. But you need to talk about the mark of Christ first. So the mark of the beast makes sense.
So before we talk on this topic that I want, you want me to talk about how to get there or something?
No, I'm trying to show you that you want to talk about the 144,000. But what I'm telling you is there's a lot of things you have to understand before you talk about the 144,000. And it's going to sound like I'm trying to talk about something else. No, you're not going to understand if we don't talk about these other things. It's like math. It's like right now, if you were in, first grade and you're learning how to add and you come tell me, Trot, teach me calculus. I'm like, whoa, let's talk about division first. You understand? So you know that the 144,000 is in the book of Revelation. Like it's like the end of the book, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's just act like algebra or calculus is like the end of math. How does it make any sense to talk about that and the person doesn't even know how to add right or subtract or divide? Do you think
it also brings up Matthew. We have to go to Matthew as well for this topic.
No, but
it's all right. You don't want to talk about it now. I'll accept it.
No, but do you understand why I'm not going to talk about it?
No, I do. I understand.
Yeah, it's. I've been doing this for a long time, and majority of people are not even. They don't even have it level 1 through 3, and they want to talk about level 10. It's not going to make any sense. You can ask everybody here that's been here for years. They'll tell you what I'm telling you is true. So
I believe Nina. It's okay.
yeah, but no, I'm just saying, do yourself a favor and you can ask them, like, is it what he's saying true? They're all going to tell you yes. Like, I'm not just speaking here by myself. At first, that's how it was.
Are you saying I'm calling you a liar, sir?
Do what?
Am I saying that I'm calling you a liar?
I don't believe you're calling me a liar, no.
Okay, yeah, so it's okay.
No, I'm saying just so you can have some witnesses. Like, that's just not me saying it.
Yes, it talks about that too.
Yeah. Troy, what's up, homeboy? All right. Let's see.
I kind of have a question. I mean, we don't have to talk. I mean, it's up to you. But I see a lot of people. Like I fellowship with a lot of people. Like not all are from the scale. But some of the people, like, I'm trying to figure out how to explain some of the things about spiritual blessings, and can we go over that, like how it says in Ephesians 1:3 that we have been blessed with all spiritual blessings in Christ?
Well, heck, you went straight to the jugular. You didn't share that verse with them, or what?
Well, they still was like, nah, man, we still got some things to do. And like they're not getting it.
Yeah, well, let me see what anyone else has to talk about, because I don't like y'all coming up here and try to use me to get y'all to help everybody understand everything. There's people, first of all, there's people that know that y'all come to Descaled, and some of them play games with y'all, and y'all still ain't realize that. Like, they ain't gonna listen to nothing. True. They're not gonna listen to nothing you got to say. They're just not gonna come up front and say, "Oh, well, that Descaled guy, we don't like him. We don't want to hear nothing he's got to say." But they're not gonna tell you that. They're just gonna be like, I don't know. What they really want to say is, shut up and stop coming over here and bringing stuff. That's what they really want to say. That's what just happened earlier today, which we're not going to utter here, but it's an everyday thing. So there has to be a live, Jennifer, that you can go look at, either a live or a video, where we're talking about these things and go over it. Unless the majority of people here want to discuss that, then we will. Dre, what's up, homeboy? What y'all got? Benny, Bill, y'all got something in particular?
Melchizedek.
Oh, no. On a Friday? No.
He already said not
Heck no, bro. We're gonna get on Melchizedek deep. We start on a Monday, and we should be done by Friday.
Hey, should we do a promo video for that? We should do a promo video for Melchizedek.
Oh no, when are we gonna do it?
Let's not do it next week. Maybe the week after.
Yeah, so
let's do it.
Let's do it after podcast.
Let's do it.
I'll tell you what. When we decide to do it, we'll put a promo out. Yeah, when we decide to do it.
Why don't we do it? We're in Texas. All the fellas go over in Texas.
Oh yeah, heck, that's right down the road.
Yep, 17th.
Yep, we can do that. We'll talk about Melchizedek day one. Well,
and then you can talk about some secret stuff offline so nobody can hear it.
Hey, they do. They be trapping me. They go, "Hey, we got a question," and I'm looking around. I'm like, "All right, what is it?" Like Jen asked about 144. We talked about the 144 for a little bit in person. Jen's like, "I want to talk about it right now. Let's go over calculus right now. I don't care if I know how to do algebra or geometry. Calculus right now."
What about Isaiah 38? I was looking at that yesterday when it talks about the gates. Is that the same gates? Would that be the gates of, like, is that a prophecy of the Messiah?
Hold on, Isaiah 38. I don't even have that one in my head. Isaiah 38.
I think it's Isaiah 38. I think so. It starts off with the gates of hell or the grave, because when, like, I guess when we talk about like the gates of hell won't prevail against the body, I mean that's like Paul saying like,
hold on, I know you're talking
where
about.
is thou sting, right?
Yeah,
Like,
no. Well, it wouldn't hurt to talk about that. People trip me out with these the gates of hell, and they're like, the gates of hell was a physical place that Jesus was standing by there, and oh man, that's not the only thing he was saying. Like, guys, see this place they call the gates of hell will not prevail, bro. That's not
the gates. Correct me if I'm wrong, but gates are to keep people out, not to put people in.
Yeah, well,
so that's what you put a gate.
Yeah, well, I know, no, but we are called a gated city, a fenced-in city. But it's talking
right.
about a hedge of protection. So, it's not like there's evil spirits trying to enter heaven. They can't. But it's not trying to point out that there's actual things running and we're fighting them off at the keep. we're not at the.
I'm just talking about like in my imagination as a kid when they talked about the gates of hell, I always imagined Jesus coming down there like a grunt and just kicking in the doors and hit the gates of hell like boom, I'm coming in here, you can't keep me out, and I'm taking my keys back, sucker.
Yeah,
that's how I see it. But they see it as this thing that prevails and advances. The gates advance against the church.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Doing the flamenco.
Matter of fact, go to the verse. Let's go over that verse real quick.
I'm not exactly in front of my desk. I'm moving around,
or
so
whoever.
Anybody can help whoever out. It's the gates of hell one, the Matthew one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, what is it? Matthew. Somebody help me, please.
Somebody. Anybody.
Can't right now.
Well, whoever.
Come on, you're a Catholic Christian. You should know this. This is your doctrine.
Never.
Oh my God, I'll look it up myself.
Matthew 16, 17 to 19, Dre.
There you go. Somebody read that for me, please.
Or go up to 2 verses and read it.
Somebody. Anybody.
I'm getting there for you. I'm getting there.
Friday, Nina reads on Friday.
Matthew, what? What do you mean blindly? That's always reading. I try to stay quiet so y'all can get a chance. All right. You want me to start 16?
I just started Matthew chapter 1, verse 1.
Yeah, no. Matthew 17, 15. Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is lunatic and sore vexed. For oft times he falleth into the fire and oft into the water. And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. Then Jesus answered and said, faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer? Bring him hither to me. And Jesus rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. Then came the disciples of Jesus apart and said, why could not we cast him out? And Jesus said unto them, because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto the mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Hold on, where is it?
What's that? Hey, give the address.
I'm at Matthew 17:20. Hold on, what did I say it was? Is that 16? My bad. It was 16, 17. I was in the wrong one. My bad. And Jesus answered and said, this is Matthew 16, 17. Blessed art thou, Simon Barhana, for flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto you, but my Father which is in heaven. And I also unto thee, that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it.
All right, so let's go look up the Greek words for gates, the Greek word for hell, and the Greek word for prevail. And let's keep in context. Let's keep in context on what's happening here, because you have those that are trying to lie about what this is actually saying. And so let's look at these. Who's doing it?
I just want to say hello, everyone. God bless you all. This is Friday.
It is Friday.
Yes.
It is Friday. All right, now.
I didn't want to say it, but I'm going to say it anyways. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
She didn't hear it. Jen, we're calling you Captain Obvious, Jen. You're supposed to be like, what?
I just did that.
She's like,
my eyebrow went out. I'm like, what?
My eyebrow went out. She was like, excuse me?
Captain Obvious.
Captain Obvious.
Malo.
What does that mean, Malo? I know what that means. Malo. Bad, right? Bad. Right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
I'm surprised you didn't say Sangano. Sangano. Hey, Nina, Scribe, do you have it, or do I have to go to my computer?
I have to go.
We need gates.
I got it.
We need gates. We need.
Anybody want a latte? I'm about to make a latte.
I want a latte, peppermint mocha, please.
Wow, everybody's getting names here today.
Send that sucker over here. So I'll take one.
You want the gates?
I want gates, hell, and prevail.
All right. So gates is G4439. It's Pula, and it's a gate.
All right.
So larger.
So gate means gate, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You want hell?
Yep.
Okay, hell is G86, and it's Hades.
All right.
It says name of Hades or Pluto, the god of the lower regions, Orcus, the netherworld, the realm of the dead.
All right.
Later.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the word for this hell is what? What's the word?
Hades.
All right. And how many words do we have for hell in the Bible?
Well, we have Hades. We have Sheol. We have Abraham's bosom.
Abraham's bosom. That's not hell. Yeah.
Some people
somebody
say
kick her
that.
out. Somebody kick her out.
I'm telling you, the Calvinists say that.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Yikes.
All right. So what's the difference between Hades and Sheol?
Got Tartarus or whatever that's called.
Yeah, Tartarus or whatever. Yeah. I need to know the difference. What's the difference? We can't move forward unless we know the difference.
One is considered the place of the underworld, and the other one is considered the grave.
Yeah, so let's find out. Let's find out the difference between those three. All you got to do is go find the word hell in a concordance, and go find the 3 or 4. It might be 4, man. I got 4 in my head for some reason. But go find the 3 different numbers and find out which one is Hades, Sheol, and I think it's Tartarus, something. And which one is which. And then we'll start making somebody else. Never mind. I need one person to look up the word prevail. Why everybody else is. Who's looking up the word prevail? Somebody sound off.
All right, I'm there.
Prevail?
Yep.
All right, what is it?
Prevail is okay. It shall prevail against is one statement, one phrase. It says to be strong to another's detriment, to prevail against, to be superior in strength.
All right, let's do that. Let's do that. To be superior in strength. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
To be superior in strength. All right. All right. So gate means gate, and we're going to figure out what hell is being talked about here. And then it says, shall not be superior in strength. So it says, the gate of hell shall not be superior in strength. Right? That's what it says.
Right.
All right.
Shall not.
All right. We done? Give me I need the numbers for these words. For all the hells in the Bible. It'd be funny. All the hell should have a plural, should have an S. You're going to go to hells. You know what? Go to hells. I'm going to start telling people that. Go to hells. Why are you saying hell? Well, there's more than one, so go to all of them. I don't know.
All right, I'm pulling out the big book.
Pull out the big... Y'all making me do it by myself.
I got it. I'm there with you, Trot.
Come on. Come on, man. Come on, then. Let's go. Man. I think today's pool day. I think I'm going to make the pool today, guys. It's going down. I probably need to do a do-it-yourself video.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to get in the pool today.
Hey, you should put a tripod up and do it on whatever that mode is where it goes like
real fast.
Like time lapse.
Time lapse where it's like
time lapse.
I probably
should. Yeah,
should.
then it just do the whole thing on time lapse. It'll be cool.
I probably should, bro. I'll tell you what, it's probably gonna be the longest time lapse y'all ever watch. Because in reality, it's gonna take me like 4 days to build this thing. And really, it's supposed to take like 8 hours. I'm dead.
About 4 days of time lapse would probably be like a couple of...
Be like 2 hours
minutes,
long.
Bro, like 4 minutes.
No, I think every hour is 30 seconds, right? Something like that? Or is it 15 seconds? Man, that pool looking clean, Christian. Let me see. Let me check it out. Oh, that sucker's clean. You already got it clean, ready to go. How long is that pool, Christian?
48.
48? Dang, that sucker's long. Yeah, well, we got a 30.
48 by 24.
24. Well, 40 by 20, that's a good size pool. Ours is going to be 32 by 16. 32 by 16.
Yeah, I've been cleaning it the last couple days, getting the levels all in there, Trot, which you're going to commiserate with me over at some point.
Yeah, I'm going to have to call you on three-way Dre, bro. You're out of hand, bro. We're going to have to, you're out of hand. Your wife needs to be there, too. You tell your wife it's a house meeting. Tell her that.
Wait, what you mean?
Who doesn't understand what I just said? Anybody? Who else is confused?
I was joking about commiserating, and then you said there has to be a three-way call. I don't understand.
What do you mean you don't understand? I'm talking about the call that I said I'm going to call you on.
Oh, okay, no. Okay, never mind. I thought you were talking about my pool, bro. I was like, wait a minute, what?
No, I jumped the gun and started talking about the call, bro. The call. The call that brought them all. Ooh, if I told y'all the story on the call that brought them all, you would die laughing. All right, Nina, with all that wasted time.
Put him in the chat.
Huh?
I put him in the chat.
No, I don't want to. No. I want to hear it. All right. Okay, so give me the. All right, so which number is Hades?
Oh, I was looking up the numbers.
Oh my God. Well, yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So right here, look, the gates of hell shall not prevail. We know that one is Hades. So what number is that one? Blah, blah, blah.
That was the G86.
Okay, the 86?
Yeah.
That is so funny. That word hell is 86. Does anybody know what 86 means?
Yeah, we're gonna 86 them.
But what does it mean? See if I know.
Is that like death or something like that?
Nah, it's like get out of here. You're done.
Mark them. Oh.
No, well, okay, yeah, you can use Merc.
I mean,
you can use it for that, but really 86 was used back in the day to kick people out of bars. Like, hey, you're done. 86. Bye. Have a good one. But you can use it as a slang and say, hey, let's just 86 him, right? Like he's done with. That is so funny. 86 means you're going to hell. That is hilarious. All right. So
my sister was born in 86.
Oh, you tell her she's 80. She was 86 the day she got 86th. You say, you know what? You're 86. She probably like, I am. I was born in 86. All right. HE double hockey sticks. Oh, hey, got that skid steer yesterday, Dre? What? Probably gonna have to go live on a skid steer later.
Hey, I've never been driven one of those, so that's gonna be fun.
Oh well, y'all come on. Yeah, he said, come on. Hey, pick me up with the bucket. Go ride around. So
I'm putting big net in that bucket and I'm running around your neighborhood.
Yeah, hold on. But big net only weighs like 300 pounds though, right?
Yeah. Just 300 pounds.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm comparing it to how much it can pick up. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, 300 pounds, no problem. That thing will pick up 300 pounds. I'm not really thinking, human. What's the word I'm looking for? The anatomy of man. All right, Sheol. All right, Jay Spazin coming in with an upper hook. Hey, wait a minute. Talking about upper hooks. Dre, get ready to bring me back in 10 seconds. Anyway, bro, I just seen this video the other day. This lady's like screaming at this bus driver, and she's like, ah, and like, I guess she hits him, and he goes, "That's it. You going to jail now." Bro, out of nowhere, bro, he like uppercuts this lady, bro. Like, I mean, I don't know if it really stuck, but it looked like it did, bro. And he kind of Mike Tyson her, but it's kind of crazy. Gotta go. Hobie wants to run some errands. Jen, you ain't got to tell us you got to go. Hey, you come and go as you please. You ain't got to tell us nothing. You're good. Y'all do y'all's thing. Let's see. What is that? Oh. All right, so I just saw Jay Spazin come in. He's looking at Shoal. I think it was 7585. Nina, go look that up. 7585 in the Hebrew.
Hold on. Can I give the one I'm at now since I'm in this big old book?
Well, where are you?
So I'm at the G10067, which is Henna or Genna, Genna.
Hold on. Time out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Listen, when we do this, you need to give us the address, read it, so everybody knows what word that is.
But I'm in the... All right, I'm going on mute. I'm done.
What? It's going to give the address, bro.
No, because I'm in the definition part. In this big old book, bro.
What big book are you in?
The Strong's.
Bro, the Strong's with the number right there. The address is right next to it. What are you talking about?
I have to go back. I have to go back to where I got the number from. Jeez.
Oh, so you made the mistake. Oh, so you made the mistake and didn't keep the page? Huh? I remember those rookie mistakes. Hey, let me tell you. No, for real, let me tell you. Hey, I'm deep in the study, right? Hey, I ain't lying. Look, can you see me?
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm like this, right? And I'm like, I was like, bro, 44.97. Hey, and I just go, pow. Didn't even realize I made a mistake. Pow. And I'm going through there and I was like, wait a minute. What was it? 44 what? I'm like, oh, crap. And you get so mad because, and then you got to hurry up and get on logos so you could do it faster. And then when you're doing it faster, you realize now I'm going too fast because the computer's making me go too fast. So I try to slow down and go back to the book and do it again. Oh, it can be frustrating. It can be frustrating.
So I got it. Thank you for that. Thank you for that time you just gave me.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I got you. Trust me, I'm good at it, man. What is it?
All right. So G1067 can be found in Matthew 23:15.
All right. Somebody read that. Somebody read that real quick. Matthew what?
Matthew 23:15.
All right. Somebody go read that. Matthew 23:15. All right. And this is G what?
G1067.
Okay, 1067, and this is the word.
Maybe.
Guyena. How you say it? Hyenas. What is it?
I put it in the chat.
Gehenna.
There it is. Yep. That's it.
All right, somebody read.
I would actually go to Matthew 23:33, y'all.
Matthew 23. 23:33. All right, go. All right, now, well, you still got to do Sheol. You still got to do Tarshish or whatever.
All right.
Man, you gonna make me do it, man.
Just X. All right, so you want the H7.
No, let me know what the word is first. What's the word?
Oh, somebody help a friend over here.
Ain't nobody helping. You're on your own, looks like.
For real, I see that.
I know. Now you know how I feel.
I'm kind of lost. Sorry.
See? And here comes the other one. Lost already. Just got here. Lost his head.
But I'm lost.
Just pay attention. You won't be lost at first.
All right, Jennifer. Go to Deuteronomy 32:22 and look up the H7585 for hell. Look up hell. Deuteronomy 32:22.
All right. 50:20. 2 Peter 2:4. 2 Peter 2:4 is going to be 50:20. All right, I'm going to that one. 50:20.
Was Deuteronomy 32 what?
Deuteronomy 32:22.
Don't start sighing, bro. Don't do that. Don't start sighing, bro.
Sign.
Don't be like, oh my gosh.
I'm over here.
That's how I know. Hey, that's how I know you're running around with that book, bro. Sit down, bro. Sit down. You're running around. Book weighs like 20, 30 pounds. Like, and you're like, hold on, look up something else. You're like, I can't look all. I'm not even sitting down running around with this book. Like, look, Jesus said his burden is light, bro. Calm down. Go sit your butt down.
This book ain't light, though.
All right. So here's the other word for hell. Tarturo. Tatoro. Whatever, I don't know. We're going to find out about all the hells in the Bible today. All right. Now, obviously, I'm spelling this wrong. Tatuto.
I'm almost done making all these coffees for everybody, but
yeah, make all of them. Get them all.
Hey, we should.
Could you participate with us, please?
Well, my My kids,
Just kidding.
I got grown kids now, so when they hear the machine going off, it's like The Walking Dead. They all start creeping down into my
No, they hear. Hey, they said the best part of waking up is Folgers in my. Hey, is black rifle in my cup.
Hey, today for this live, you need to play that song that we was playing last night on my live. The fire, burn, burn.
Yes.
Hold on. All right. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. Hold on. I'm gonna wait for Christian.
YouTube touched.
Hey, Christian.
Oh, no.
Christian, start talking.
Start talking?
Yeah, start talking.
Okay. Is fire burning on the dance floor? I don't know. I don't know what that's.
See, if I had the song, that'd be perfect right there. Hey, y'all ever seen the movie Goonies? Anybody seen that?
A.B. Ruth?
Yeah. Hey, Christian's chunk.
Off the gas, bro.
Now listen. I'm not talking about looks. I'm not talking about fat. I'm not talking about that. But if you remember, Mikey, he's a little man. He's the guy in charge, right? And everybody's up in the attic, and they're messing around with stuff. And he's like, guys, we can't be up here. This is Dad's stuff. Get out of here. Well, eventually he finds a map, and now all of a sudden he don't want to leave. And he sees like a bladoom inside, or whatever you call it. He sees it inside.
Doubloon.
What is it?
Doubloon.
What'd I say?
Doubloon or something.
Or whatever, a doubloon. Yeah, a doubloon. Anyhow, he sees a doubloon and he's like, man, I want to get it out. But he doesn't want to break it. So he's like, Chunk, come here. And he hands it to him and does a countdown. 5, 4, 3. He's like, why you give it to me, Chunk? Why you give it to me, Mikey? He drops it, it breaks, and he's like, oh, Chunk, you klutz. But he wanted him to break it. That's Christian. Hey, Christian, talk real quick so I can play this after you're done messing up.
Bro, I am not going to set myself up.
You already did it. You already did it
Bro,
already.
listen, just start telling us about how sorry your favorite quarterback is, Joe Burrow, the cigar-smoking criminal.
Criminal? Wow. You're just mad because he's a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson, who was really a running back.
You should have known he was going to bring up Lamar Jackson, bro.
Hey, Try, what's up? What's up, Try?
What's going on, man?
Hey, not much. Have you seen that movie, Big Trouble in Little China?
Absolutely. If nobody, matter of fact, if you ain't never seen that movie, remove yourself from my life.
You haven't lived.
Bro,
you seen that one,
bro,
right?
that movie, bro.
Remember how many hells they had in that one?
Yeah, bro.
They had the hell of the upside down sinners.
Everything, bro. Hey, he said, I'm going to mess this up because it's been that long, but he goes, you know what John Akron always says? Do you remember that part?
Yes, sir.
What does he say? Oh, well, it might be a cuss word in there, so probably don't say it. I don't remember what he's like, you know what John Akron always says? And the guys, little Chinese guys looking at him and goes, no. What does he say? He goes, that's me. It's what I always say. And he's like, well, what do you always say? And then he says it, whatever. I just can't remember what the phrase is. But he says it like every 15 minutes in the movie. Well, John Akron always says. And the guy's looking at him like, what? And then he says it. I just can't remember what. So now you're going to have to look it up, Kenny. Look up what he says all the time.
I'll go back and watch the movie.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to look it up here in a minute then. Trot, that sounds like the Duke. Which Duke? I got like 4 Dukes in my head. Which Duke you talking about giving grace? Oh, man. Hold up. Dre, I can't play that song, bro. We're on YouTube.
Well, don't play it.
Yeah, I got it right here. Dang, I was about to play it. Like I was about to make a mistake.
We'll play it. We'll play it after the live's over. We'll end the YouTube. And then
yeah. Remind me. Hey, I'll end the YouTube first, bro, and then I'll fire, baby. Hey, I thought it was saying fire of fire. It's not, bro. It's saying like fury, free or something. All right, man. I've given y'all plenty of time, man. We got this.
Reminds me of that. Have you seen that Thor series on? There's a Thor series on Netflix. Me and my daughter watch it. It's super like, it's Dutch. Like they speak Dutch. So it's like translated, but they have those names like Fjord and weird names like that. So it just reminded me of that.
Yeah. Well, you ever seen the movie? I'm gonna mess up the name of the movie. Let's see. The actor from Texas. All right. Who is that? What's his name?
Bro, all right is Kevin Hart.
No. All right.
Sounds like McConaughey to me.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey. Oh, so
that guy.
Yeah, all right. Anyhow, well, Matthew McConaughey, he plays a crazy American in this movie, and it's about dragons. I can't remember, Rain of Fire or Fire of Rain or something like that. And my brother made a video of that movie when it came out, and he put that song in there, bro.
It's Rain of Fire.
Okay, Rain of Fire. Yeah, Rain. Wanda said Ring of Fire. Well, it's either Rain or Ring of Fire. One of them.
Definitely Rain. I just looked it up.
Okay, whatever. Rain of Fire. But there's a part in that movie where Matthew McConaughey's got an axe, and like the dragon's coming at him. Like, bro, these are not, bro. These are big dragons. We're saying like the dragon's teeth are almost as big as you are. Like they're so big, like you could stand in its mouth. Like that's how big one of these dragons are, like the mother-lode dragon. Anyway, Matthew McConaughey's standing on some pole, and when the dragon flies at him, he jumps off and he's in the air. And for a second there, you think like, oh, maybe he's gonna hit it in the nose with an axe. Nah, bro, it just gobbled him up. Like he didn't get to do nothing. But that part where he jumps, there's fire in the back, and Johnny set it up to where as soon as that fire hits and you see Matthew jump, you see that fire of fire, bang, bang, bro. It's hilarious. Freaking funny song, bro. I have no idea what they're talking about. They're probably worshiping Satan for all I know, but
I'm pretty sure they are.
Probably, bro. I don't know what they're talking about, but all right. Nina, we good? You got it?
Yeah, I was typing them all in.
God, hey, you got Nina over here sweating, bro. She's like, oh my God. Now imagine doing that for 12 to 15 hours a day, Nina.
No, you're good. You did
For
it for us. Thank you.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I'm saying, hey, after about a year of that, bro, too easy. Too easy. All right, what we got? So we got Hades, the 86. We got, I'm sorry, I'm using the wrong words. We got hell. Let me do this. All right, so we got for hell, we got Hades, which is number 86 in the Greek. We got Tataro, which is in Hebrew 5020. Now remember, some of these could be the same thing. It's just in Greek and Hebrew, and we got to be careful with that. But I don't feel like we got, and Jay Spazin.
Yeah,
okay, my bad. Thank you. That's the other one. Jay Spazin found the Sheol one, but I didn't write it down because Nina was talking to me.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so G1067 is Gena, or Gehenna, and it's hell is the place, there you go. Hell is the place of the future punishment called Gena, or Gena of fire. This was originally...
All right, hold on. So this is future punishment, right?
Yep. Place of future punishment.
All right. Now we need Sheol, and Jay Spazin put it in there, but I didn't record it.
The number for Sheol is 7585.
7585, but that's Hebrew, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Keith, what's up?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Anybody know Keith? Keith, you know anybody up here?
I'm formerly
Hi.
high. Yeah, I'm formerly high. Yeah, but yeah, this.
Oh, Hyde.
It's him. It's him.
It's him.
It's him.
Hyde, what's up, man? Where you been hiding? Hyde, where you been hiding?
Not hide. But
Oh, Hyde.
Yo,
My bad.
Not Hyde. Hyde is not a friend of ours.
Yeah, we don't know Hyde.
yeah, I don't know. I can't get my account back. The one I had back. I don't know how to.
Ah. Oh, you talked about Jesus one too many times. They kicked you out.
Well, no, I got a new phone and I don't know how to switch it back.
Ah.
I guess you got a computer and all that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right, so we got Genomom, Future Punishment. We got, let's see, Hades, which is being used right here. The gates of hell shall not prevail. And that is superior in strength. And then we got Sheol, which is 7585. So somebody look that up, 7585. 7585. We're not doing no deep study. We're just going to look at some of the differences and similarities. Just so we can even talk about the gates of hell that shall not prevail. Darn, darn, darn.
Underworld, the grave.
Huh?
It means underworld, the grave.
All right.
A pit.
All right. All right, so here's the last one right here. Somebody look up in Hebrew 50:20. That's Tataro. sounds like that girl making that dragon blow fire. Tataro. Was that Game of Thrones? Tataro or whatever she says. Sakarkos, some crap.
H5020?
Yeah.
Oh, I looked up 520. Sorry.
Oh, my bad, bro. No. G5020. I'm sorry. That's my fault.
All right. G5020 is Tataro. And fire, burn. Oh,
burn,
it says,
Fire, more fire.
it says the name of the subterranean region, doleful and dark, regarded by the ancient Greeks as the abode of the wicked dead, where they suffer punishment for their evil deeds. It answers the Gehenna for the Jews. So it's the same thing as Gehenna.
Yeah. All right. Because it's a future punishment, right?
Yep.
All right. So it's the same. It's the same as 1067. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
it says it's the deepest abyss of Hades.
Yeah.
So would that be us choosing life? Is us choosing life not going to Gehenna?
Yeah. That's actually that. If you want to make this real simple, once you choose life, you're not choosing death. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what that's the complete opposite of the underworld. We're not going to be in the underworld. We're going to be in the upper world. All right. So, but the hell that's being used in, what did y'all read? In Matthew, what? The gates of hell shall not prevail.
Matthew 16:17, I believe it is.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Right. So this hell is Hades.
16:18.
And Hades is I'm sorry, prevail. My bad. I'm sorry, I got two things mixed up here. My bad. All right, and look it up again. Somebody 86. Look up Hades. That's what it is. I didn't write it down.
Yeah, I'm there already. So 86 is the name of the name Hades or Pluto, the god of the lower regions.
Yeah. God of lower regions. So does that mean that Hades is the name of the god? Or is it talking about both? God in the lower regions, like both?
Both.
It's talking about both. Hades is not just referring to like the place, but the person also. It's referring to both. So when Jesus said the gates of hell shall not prevail, he's literally saying the gates, like the place, the entrance, the lower regions of Satan shall not prevail. That's what he's saying. It's not just talking about just a place, but the God of that place. And why did he say this in context?
Because of the church.
Of the church.
Yeah, it was. He said, "And I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock."
Yeah,
I will
not
build
the
my
church, the rock.
Right, and the gates of hell shall not prevail.
Yeah. So Jesus just asked these people, "Who do people say that I am?" Oh, yeah. Thanks for that, Sando. Guys, if some of y'all can go to the YouTube, please get some of the numbers up on YouTube. If you can, awesome. If not, that'd be amazing. Just so we can give YouTube some thumbs up, some likes, get some more people over there, and then just stay there for a few minutes, make some comments, and then you can come back over here. No big deal. So Jesus said, "Who do people say that I am?" And they say, "Oh, well, you're this, this, that." All these people are saying these things. He tells Peter, "Who do you say that I am?" And he says, "You're the Messiah, the Son of the living God." And he says, "Flesh and blood have not told you this, but my Father which is in heaven." And he said, "And upon this rock I will build my church." But he does say to Peter, he says, "You are now a pebble." But it's so crazy to me how people's not understanding that what Jesus is speaking to is the Spirit. He's not speaking to physical Peter. Because if he's speaking to physical Peter here, then when he called Peter Satan, he was talking to physical Peter. But then all of a sudden you have people say, "Oh, surely." Bro, you cannot pick and choose when Jesus is talking to Peter. Either he's talking to Peter every time, or he knows how to discern. He can discern who is speaking. And the truth is, Jesus is discerning how Peter is being used. He's discerning it. And he's calling out every time Peter is trying to be used, the influencer. He calls out the influencer. It's so crazy to me how people cannot see this. They cannot tell that Jesus can discern who the influencer is. He can tell. So he says, "Who do people say that I am?" "Oh, well, you're the Messiah, the Son of the living God." But before that, Peter said, No, let this be far from you. And he said, "Get behind me, Satan." So it's funny how people say, "Oh, well, he was talking to Satan." Right. He was talking to the spiritual principality that was using Peter to attack what Jesus was doing. Right. But then when we get to Peter, regarding him proclaiming Jesus as the Messiah, the Son of the living God, they go, "Oh, see, he was talking to Peter." No, you fool. No. How is it that you know he's not calling Peter Satan, but here he's calling Peter the church? No, bro. No, it's not consistent. This is not consistent. Peter was not called Satan. But if you're going to say he called Peter the rock, then he called Peter Satan. Now we have a problem. No, it's because he was never talking to Peter. He was talking to both influencers. Do you understand? Just like the behemoth and the Leviathan, just like the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. They're both influencers. Both. You have to be honest. You can't just force things to go your way for a certain doctrine that you follow. You have to be honest. And Peter was told, "Get behind me, Satan," because he was being influenced by his carnal mind. So Jesus called his carnal mind Satan. That's what was influencing him. And Peter agreed with it and spoke it out. And Jesus said, "Get behind me, Satan." But then when Peter said, "You're the Messiah, the Son of the living God," Jesus discerned that the influencer was his father. How do we know that this is true? Because Jesus says, "I only do and see what my Father does." So the fact that Peter received this truth, not from flesh and blood, like the first thing he proclaimed. The first thing he proclaimed came through flesh and blood. The first thing Peter proclaimed was, "Let this be far from you," when Jesus was talking about his death. And he Let me finish. I'm almost done. So when flesh and blood, which is the carnal mind, which that's what Satan has dominion over because he took it from man. Jesus hadn't taken it back yet. So he calls Peter out, but he's talking to his carnal mind and says, "Get behind me, Satan." But when he proclaims the truth, he tells him, "Flesh and blood did not tell you this." So he's not talking to Peter's flesh and blood. He's not just saying a person didn't tell you this. He's saying flesh and blood, meaning Peter, your physical body, nor another person told you this, but my Father which is in heaven, which means this influence that you received came from my Father. And instead of being in fear, you proclaimed it. And he calls Peter a pebble, because saying that what you received and you proclaimed is a pebble that is going to this foundation. And he says that this foundation is a rock. And he said, "And upon this rock," and he's talking about the rock of spiritual revelation. "Upon this rock, I will build my church." And he's saying every time you receive a spiritual revelation and you proclaim it, my church is going to be built. But people made the mistake and thought that Peter himself was the church. So they started this organization and said, "This is the church." No, bro. The church is not built on nothing else but spiritual revelation. And that spiritual revelation will never stop until the end of the Gentiles. It'll never stop. His church will continue to be built until there. Now, after that is when he said, "And upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail." Talking about what? Talking about what?
Who he is.
No, talking about the flesh and blood. Flesh and blood will not prevail.
But that's my. So, did Jesus say those words to him because Peter saw who Jesus is?
What do you mean? What words?
He said, "Who do you say I am?" And Peter answered the question the right way. "You are the Messiah. You are." And if I understand who the Messiah is, then I know you, right?
Yeah, but what he's showing is he's showing two things: that the carnal mind can influence you, and the spirit can influence you. And when the spirit influences you, and you proclaim it, that is how Jesus' church is built, on spiritual revelation. And the gates of hell cannot prevail against it, meaning the flesh and blood. The physical cannot prevail against the spiritual. That's what he's saying. The corruptible cannot prevail against the incorruptible. So when people say things like, "Did the gates of hell prevail? Huh? Did the gates of hell prevail?" Well, first of all, Jesus said it wouldn't. But you have people that have taken this and they think that the physical church in this world that they created, they said, see, that they're using this to say that if you say that the gates of hell prevailed, then Jesus failed. So basically what they're trying to do is force you in a corner to say that the Catholic Church hasn't failed, therefore it's the proper church. It's the craziest thing. This has nothing to do with any of that. It's just saying that the church, which comes through spiritual revelation, is built only upon spiritual revelation. That's all it's built on. And I'm not trying to point the finger at the Catholics, but they're wrong. They're 100% wrong regarding this. There are Catholics that receive spiritual revelation. I don't understand. I don't understand. I wish I could spend some time with some of these people and show them this truth, but it's kind of like saying because 1 out of 10 Catholics or 1 out of 100 Catholics get spiritual revelation, that's the church. No, bro. Anyone that dives into the word can get a spiritual revelation the way Peter did. Show me, who was Peter's church father? Peter have a church father?
Jesus.
Okay, then. So that's not a church father. That's God. Right.
That's God. Right. That's
right.
God.
Right. So if God gives truth to a man, just like you saw happen to Peter, it happens like that still. Okay. It's the only thing is Jesus. These were Jews. These were God's people, and he came here first to these people. But Abraham was not a Jew in that sense. He was a Gentile, but he had faith in God. And so because he had faith in God, everything that he was doing for God didn't come from flesh and blood. It came from the Spirit. Right? So it says, so in context, when people use this right here, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. The gates of hell is flesh and blood. That's why flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom. Flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom. No man will be able to say, because of flesh and blood, they're in heaven. No man will be able to say that. You're only in heaven because of the revelation that was given to you from the Father. Right? Anybody got any questions or anything? Or
so would it be because I believe that God? I mean, is that?
Hey, hi. For some reason, guys, did he cut out just for me, or did anyone notice that?
He cut out. No, he cut out.
Yeah. Hi. Can you say that again? You cut out. I don't know what happened.
My bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, I can now.
Okay. Would it be that I believe that God came just like me, and that enables me a path to heaven?
So you're saying that there's people that believe that God came like them? Do what?
I mean, everybody's supposed to believe it. I mean, everybody's supposed to believe that God came to earth as a man, and the man that God came to earth as was Jesus.
Yeah,
right?
But not a fallen man, though, right?
No.
Yeah.
How God can? Yeah, no.
Yeah. You're saying because he says he came in the likeness of a man. Right. So that means you could touch him.
Right.
Like he was here. Yeah, you could see him, you could touch him. Yeah, but he didn't have the first Adam's sin. So he was not just like a man. He was in the likeness of man. Which means he came like the first Adam. He was just like the first Adam before Adam fell. That's what that means. Right? And I don't think people realize that. So remember, when God made Adam, it says that Adam was made in the image and likeness of God. Right?
Yeah, so
well, hold on, let me say both. So when God made Adam, Adam was made in the image and likeness of God, but this time God came in the likeness of man. Not his image, but his likeness. If he was in the image of man, he would have been fallen.
But he had blood. He had to learn. He had,
yes.
You know what I mean?
Right. Just like Adam. Except Adam was an adult, but Adam still had to learn things from God. So the only difference between Jesus and us is that Jesus did not have a fallen nature. He didn't have a dead spirit. It's the only difference. So, but because he didn't have a dead spirit, that means he had a spirit that was alive. That means that him as a tree, it wasn't corrupted. So all of us, when we were born corrupted with the dead spirit. So,
I know.
But you could see him, you could touch him, right? But he wasn't fallen. But of course he had blood. He was just like a man, except he wasn't fallen.
Right, and that's what I was saying. So, you know what I'm saying? Like God, like the creator of everything, the master, the omnipresent, omniscient. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That person came to earth, and who that was is Jesus.
Yeah, that Jesus. That's it's so you have you have God in heaven, and out of his bosom, which is the dust of Eden, the dust of the ground, he made another physical body, just like Adam, which is called the temple. So he made himself a temple that could walk around and move around. Remember, the temple that Solomon had, the Spirit of God dwelt in a physical building, right?
Yeah.
Right. The thing it was missing was the soul. It was missing. It wasn't there. When they made the temple, the soul of God was not in the temple. It was the Spirit that was in the temple.
So is our flesh what makes us whatever you walk around with? So, I mean, we have bodies, we have flesh. Is the fact that we have flesh how we have a soul?
Is the fact that we have a flesh is why we have a soul?
Yeah, is the fact that we have flesh why we have a soul?
Yeah, I can see why you would ask that. Yeah, because angels don't have souls.
Okay.
Right? So
Okay.
I understand. I think I understand what you're asking. So just to clarify, angels don't have souls, but we do. So if you want to word it that way, I can understand why you would word it that way. Excuse me. But, you know, and that would determine how you're looking at us in heaven, right? Because some people would say that flesh and blood cannot enter heaven, but the Bible doesn't say that. The Bible does not say that our body with blood cannot go to heaven. The Bible don't say that.
Because the body that had the blood fulfilled everything for us to get to heaven.
Well, I'm just saying, like the verse that people use when it says flesh and blood cannot inherit, that word inheritance, there's a definition. That word has a meaning. It's saying that your body cannot inherit. That word inherit doesn't mean enter. We can use the word inheritance here in this world. Right? Inheritance. If someone in my family passes away and then a lawyer comes up to me and goes, hey, I'm here to give you this check of $8,000. Your family member passed away, and I don't know why, but they put your name on here and said that when they pass, whatever's in the bank account goes to you. And I'm like, oh, well, who's getting the house? Your brother's getting the house. Oh, well, who's getting this? Everybody's inherited something, but for some reason, you're the one that's getting the, $8,000 in the bank. So here you go. Here's your $8,000. So I did not inherit that by any other way, but because I'm part of the family, right?
Oh, okay.
Right. So in the same way, your physical body, the part that has sin, that was given to us by Adam, it cannot inherit heaven. That's why you have to be born again. If you're not born again, there will be no inheritance given to you. Because right now we are of Satan under that covenant through Adam. There is no covenant with God through a man unless he's born again. So when a man is born again, now he can have inheritance. We become co-heirs with Christ. Inheritance. So when people misunderstand what that inheritance is, they say flesh and blood can't be in heaven. It can't be. They just run with all these doctrines, bro. That verse is not saying that flesh and blood cannot enter heaven. It says flesh and blood cannot inherit it. Doesn't say it can't enter. It says it can't inherit it, bro. You know, I harp on that.
Rod,
Yeah.
do you see Tammy's questions?
No, I don't.
There's one before her question of angels don't need a decision maker. Yeah, angels don't have souls, and she wants to know why angels don't have souls.
Because they're not human. Man has soul. A man does.
Is that why Lucifer cannot repent because he has no soul?
Yeah, so Satan wasn't able to rebel against God. He doesn't have a soul. So Lucifer, I'm talking about Lucifer. But Lucifer decided to rebel. Lucifer could not rebel without our dominion. Tammy. Christian, you paying attention?
That's a good point.
Hold on a second. Christian, you paying attention? Christian, hello. Christian, are you there? Are you there? Christian, you're muted.
Yes.
All right, pay attention, okay? Pay attention because I'm about to go over it. So, Tammy, Lucifer, who does not have a soul, okay, after he got dominion. Okay, right. So, this is hard for people to see, all right? And it's only because they're not studying a lot, which means when you tell someone you haven't studied enough, instead of them listening to what you're saying, they get offended. I don't understand this. It's so dumb. What are you getting offended for? You either studied enough or you haven't. And if you haven't, just listen, okay? You could take it, meditate it, go chew on it later and see if it's true, but you're not going to find out if it's true in 30 seconds, in 50 seconds. Give it some time, for God's sakes. But angels don't have souls. And because they don't have souls, they cannot rebel against God. They don't have dominion. Dominion was given to the living soul, which was Adam. So Lucifer had to take man's dominion. That's why the Bible says that Adam was told, do not eat of that tree. The trees are angels, guys. One day this argument's going to stop, and it's actually going to stop pretty soon. I see it happening very quickly where people are going to stop fighting against this. But it's already matter of fact, it's already happening. Like there's already people who used to fight it, like they used to fight. They wanted to fight you about this. They're starting to understand it, right? Because they know it's coming from God. It's true. So, so Lucifer didn't have a soul. Adam did. So Lucifer could not rebel against God. He didn't have the dominion to do that. So he decided that he's going to lie. He's going to unalive Adam because he knew if he can get Adam to listen to what he's saying, he knew that he could take his dominion. Because Lucifer was in the garden, he understood what eating was. He understood that Adam and Eve, because they're eating from all the trees, that they're going to become what they're eating. He understood this. So he said, oh, well, then all I got to do is tell them something different. But he couldn't rebel against God, but he could lie to Adam and Eve because he knew that if they believed what he said, he would become the one in covenant with them. And people don't like hearing this, but Adam and Eve had not made a covenant with God yet. People cannot stand this. They can't stand it. He was already in heaven. No, the choice had not been made. I don't understand what's so hard about this. Jesus said, if you don't eat of him, you will never have everlasting life. It kills people's doctrines. Adam and Eve, even though God made them, they still had to choose God. God is not a tyrant. He didn't make Adam and Eve and he goes, oh, well, you're here with me whether you like it or not. No, bro. No. Jesus said if you don't eat of his flesh, you'll never have everlasting life. The tree of life was Jesus and they had to eat of him, but they didn't. They ate of Lucifer. They believed his lies. And once they believed the lies of Lucifer, their spirit died. They were in covenant with Satan because now it's Satan. It's no longer Lucifer. Okay. Satan was not in the garden at first. It was Lucifer. The word Satan means adversary. And we are the ones, we're the ones that made the adversary. So now that Lucifer, he's not a giver, God's a giver. He's the one that gave dominion to man. And Lucifer came, lied, took the dominion because now he's in covenant with them. So because he's in covenant with them, what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine. They made a covenant with him. Lucifer took that dominion, and as soon as he did, he was able to rebel against God using that dominion.
So Satan tricked the soul.
He lied to the soul. He was supposed to minister to it. Angels are ministering spirits. The Bible tells us that when Jesus was in, I believe it was the Garden of Gethsemane, it said that angels came and ministered to him, talking about his body. So just like Jesus was receiving ministration, he was being ministered to by angels. That's what was happening in the garden. The angels, the trees, they're supposed to minister to man. They're ministering spirits. But instead of Lucifer doing that, he lied to them and unalived them. That's why Jesus told the scribes and the Pharisees, your father is Satan. He wasn't lying. He wasn't just trying to you know how people get on the live, they start arguing. They're like, man, your father is Satan. Everybody's like, ooh. Bro, Jesus wasn't trying to get no, ooh, boy, you tell him, Jesus. That's not what he was doing. He was telling the truth. He told him the truth. Your father is Satan. And the only way that Satan could be the scribe of the Pharisees' father is because they were Adam's father first.
Tammy has a question. So Lucifer got the soul of Adam.
Hold on, Kelly.
Hold on.
So why did I guess my question is, because I'm sitting there thinking about what you're saying. So why would he call, if he was Lucifer first, was Lucifer called the serpent? That's the part that I would be.
Okay, well, first of all, we got to come into agreement that Lucifer existed. Lucifer was real, right? The light bearer, the light bringer. Okay, all right. Yeah. So Lucifer's there. Okay, so now what?
No, I'm saying, so why does he call Lucifer a serpent? What did that mean, that he was already fallen? When he was in
no. That's why we went over. No, that's why we went over. What is the growth of sin? What's the process? We went over it yesterday.
Yeah. First in the imagination.
All right. So if someone starts thinking about sin, okay, in a sense you can say, well, you've fallen because you started right, but the harvest of it's not there yet.
Right, I'm just thinking chronologically. So when God created the heavens and the earth in Genesis 1, yep, Lucifer was good at that time.
That's right. He hadn't started, right. He hadn't started saying that he's going to do something against God yet. Not day one, not day two, probably.
Yeah, like you told me, you can't stop the bird, the thought, from flying over your head, but you can stop it from nesting.
Yeah, exactly.
So the thought.
Yeah.
The thought.
Yeah, he started meditating over the dominion that Adam had, and he wanted it because he was trying to rebel against God, but he can't rebel. He doesn't have a soul. So he had to come in covenant with Adam so he could put the soul in bondage.
I mean, this is going to sound completely stupid, but does that mean that Satan now has a physical body?
Well, he doesn't have to have a physical body. Just like God doesn't have to have a physical body, but they can influence our body with thoughts. And by influence, now they have a physical body.
So at that moment, did his name change from Lucifer to Satan?
Yeah, because he became our adversary. He literally started telling God, oh, look what they did. They sinned against you. That's an adversary.
I'm going to have to sit on this.
Sit on it. It took me a minute. Sit on it. It took me a minute. Right now, a person who is not saved, right now, they are influenced by Satan. So Satan can get that person to act out Satan things because they are under his influence. That's why we have to be born again. Once our soul has a new spirit, the soul can start telling the body what to do, which is against what Satan had it doing. Spirit, soul, and body helps explain this.
Yeah, so how did the other angels rebel without stealing? Like, did they rebel under Satan?
No, they agreed. They agreed with the way he was thinking. The Bible makes it very clear that all the other trees envied him. And the ones that envied him fell with them because they were thinking the way he was. But not all the trees, and again, when you go look at that, it's talking about all the trees like him. They all envied him. And you have some people say, oh, well, since Jesus is a tree, Jesus envied him. No, bro, they thought like Jesus. They were in agreement with God. It's no different. When Jesus came down here, he said, all the ones you gave me, they're mine, but one of them is not. Same thing. Same thing that happened here happened up there. Same thing. Judas turned his back on Jesus, right?
Yeah, it says he became a traitor, yeah.
All right. So what's the difference with Lucifer? Show me the difference. It's not different. People yesterday were like, how could Judas do that? Well, again, here we go. How could Lucifer do it? They do it. They do it.
So does that mean that animals have a soul, but just not a spirit?
Animals don't. Okay, physical animals, or are you talking about when it's talking about fowls of the air, beasts of the field, and it's referring to us?
I'm talking about like my dog.
Yeah, no, they don't have souls. No. I know people, they want to believe that, but animals do not have souls.
Do you see Tammy's question, Trot?
No.
And actually, Bill kind of spoke along the same line as well.
All right, let's see. Lucifer. Lucifer took Adam's dominion. I agree, but Lucifer doesn't have a soul, so he took Adam's soul. He didn't take, what do you mean he took his soul? No, he didn't take the soul. He took the dominion that the soul had.
And do you see Bill's question?
Let me see.
Right after that.
All right, let's see. But angels didn't have souls. Satan took dominion. Angels didn't have soul. Yeah. He took the dominion. Listen, guys. Again, when Lucifer lied to Adam and Eve, and they believed it, they made that right there was a covenant. They made a covenant with Lucifer. So who's not tracking there? That's I need to know if people are tracking on that or not, because if that's the issue, then there's something else we got to talk about.
So every other tree we could eat from, but that particular tree we couldn't eat from.
It's no different than saying we can listen to all the angels that minister to us, but not Satan. Right?
That makes sense.
That's all. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's parabolic language. It's there for those that can see and hear it. You either can see it and hear it, or you can't.
I had some people trying to come up that I'm assuming to ask questions. So if you guys don't have any questions, maybe y'all can rotate out and let people come up and ask their question. I know Bill's asking a lot of questions. So
yeah, let Bill come up first. So just a couple of people hop down so I can bring up.
Right.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, man?
All right. So we see. So Satan. So Lucifer fell with. Was Lucifer on Earth before he fell, and then he took the dominion?
Okay, so before we talk about when he fell, what part of what I'm going over is either understood or not understood?
Because he took the dominion that Adam had, right?
Yeah.
So how did the other angels? So the angels made a covenant with Lucifer.
All right. Well, before we go that far, the only time that Lucifer was able to communicate with Adam and Eve was in the garden, right? Can anybody hear Bill? I can't hear him.
No, I can't hear him.
Yeah, Bill, I don't know. We can't hear nothing you're saying.
Take your microphone out your cheek, bro.
Guys, I'll be right back.
Y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Y'all hear me? Okay. I'll wait for him. No, but you understand where I'm going, Dre, right? I'm getting lost how if the angels don't have souls, right? So how did the angels come down? How did they fall? They had to make a covenant with Lucifer, so they had to believe that lie. That's where I get thrown off. I understand where well, let's just wait until he gets back, because then that means Lucifer wasn't falling when he tempted them yet. That makes sense?
Sorry.
Anybody hear me?
Say that again, Bill. Say it again.
Okay. Am I coming in clear, or am I still choppy?
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm trying to distinguish when did Lucifer fall. Did Lucifer fall first? And then he, yeah, I know. Hold on. We'll wait. We'll give him 5 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. I'm in my car. Yeah, so we got to see. You hear me now, Trot?
Yes.
Okay. So we know Lucifer didn't have a soul, right?
Right.
Okay, so now he tempts Adam at the garden. He gets dominion.
Yep.
Now he's cast down, right? That's when he's cast out. So he's not falling when he's in Eden yet.
No. He fell based on his thoughts. He fell like in his
okay.
In a sense. Listen, so Jesus said sin. He said Moses says that if you commit adultery, you sin. Now notice Moses is focusing on the actual action. But he said, but Jesus said, even if you think it, you sinned. So Satan had already fell in the sense of what he was going to do, but the action hadn't happened yet.
Okay. So now with the other angels, now he gets dominion, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Now the other angels follow him?
Yes, they followed him. Yes, so they
made a covenant with him.
Well, they're not man. They're not man.
Right.
So they're not in the same in the same way. It's not the same. No. No, but they still agree. They still agree with him. Right? So again,
so in other words, they have free will then, right?
Yes, they have choice. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
when God made everything, he put all the laws there. Choice is a law. It's all there. So when people are confused about, well, where did sin come from? Well, God must have made it. No, he made everything to have choice. That's how he made it. That's how he made it. So if you want to choose to go against God, you can. Period. Because it's a truth, you understand. I always say that people overlook one huge thing when it comes to God. He's so perfect, and when he made everything, he didn't leave anything out. He could have chose to say, oh, no, I'm not given choice. Choices, boy, that's scary. No, he knows that choice is scary, but because it's true, he made everything with it. Choice is there because it's true. So he created everything with all truth. He didn't leave nothing out. So the serpent that everybody gets confused about, right? They're like, well, how could the tree? So which one is Satan? Is it the tree or is it the serpent? Bro, the serpent is the idea to go against God. That's the serpent. That is the initial sin. So the serpent is in the tree. The thought is in the tree. That's the serpent. You understand?
Right. So he gets dropped after he tempts oh my God, Adam, right?
He gets dropped? What do you mean?
He gets cast from heaven onto earth after he tempts
okay, remember though, right? So dominion was given to man for what? God said, I give you dominion for what? What's the dominion over?
To the earth.
No, but how does it say in Scripture?
I forgot it.
Okay, it says you have dominion over the fish in the sea, the fowl of the air, the beasts of the field, right?
Correct.
Okay, so mankind was given dominion over the entire earth, beasts of the field, fish of the sea, fowl of the air, the whole earth. So if that is what man has dominion over, it should be common sense that that's where Satan's going.
Take the dominion.
He already took it. So that's where he's going. He's got to go where the dominion is because he has it.
So that's where
he don't have dominion over the heavens. The Bible says that the heavens is God's, but the earth is man's. That's what the Bible says.
So before that, once he was overcome with pride, he not physically did he fail, but he fell. When the moment that he was overcome with pride, he fell, but not physically.
Well, I don't know why people keep using pride. The Bible calls it merchandise. Okay. Listen, in the book of Job, in chapter 41, it talks about the Leviathan, right? And it's talking about Satan, that he is the father of all children of pride. So we know it's pride. Okay, we do know that. But when you're talking about Lucifer, right? It's merchandise. And the fact that we're not using those words is going to continue to cause confusion because we're not pointing to what the issue was. The issue is not pride. It's merchandise. That's why it says that you were my cherubim in the garden in the beginning. And he says, until iniquity was found in you. It doesn't say, and your iniquity was pride. That's not what it says. It says you're much merchandise. The merchandise is selling stuff. Selling. His merchandise was lies. That was the iniquity. He was going to lie to Adam and Eve. He lied to them. And when people say, well, what's the lie? I need to know exactly what he said. This stuff is driving me crazy. What do you mean you have to hear what he said? Are you not reading the Bible? He lied to them, bro. He didn't tell them the truth. All you got to do is go read. You can see where he's lying. He said, you shall not surely die. That's a lie. Is that the truth? When Satan said, "You shall not surely die," is that true?
No.
No. I don't know why people keep asking. I want to know exactly what did he lie about. It freaking says it right there. He said, "You shall not surely die." That's a lie. God said you will die. How many more lies do you need to hear? They only had to believe one. They don't have to be a plethora of lies, bro. All right, next. What? Where are we at?
All right, I'm gonna drop. Well, my wife mentioned something. Okay, look at the heat there. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, my wife believes that he was already falling before he tempted.
Well, again, fallen how? Because of thoughts? Is that what she means?
Por el pensamiento. Por eso lo tumbó.
Willie, in heaven, he's
Okay, so she don't believe that the Garden of Eden is heaven then. That's the problem. Garden of Eden is heaven.
Yeah, you're right. She don't.
Yeah, so she thinks right. So she thinks heaven's over there, and then the garden's over here, and he fell from heaven and went to the garden. The garden is a perfect place. If that's the case, if he would have fell from heaven, God wouldn't have put him back in a perfect garden of heaven. I mean, he would have went straight to earth, but he couldn't.
Repeat that again. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. If that was true, that Satan fell from heaven, why in the world would God allow him to go to a perfect place where Adam and Eve was? This is a huge misunderstanding. That's why Eden is heaven, because that's where Lucifer fell from. He fell from heaven. That's why everybody's confused. They're still separating heaven and Eden. No. Jesus is the tree of life, and he said, "I saw Lucifer fall." How did he do that? He was there, bro, in heaven, in Eden, the tree of life. He was there. God did not send Lucifer from quote unquote heaven to Eden and then Jesus too. Now Jesus and Satan are in Eden, and both of them used to be in heaven. No, that is heaven. That's where they both were, right there.
You.
All right, thanks. I'll be listening in because I'm on the road now.
Yeah. Michael, so Adam was supposed to have dominion over the earth from heaven. No, they were supposed to take the garden and it was supposed to continue into earth. Michael, the garden that Adam and Eve was in was supposed to grow into earth. But it didn't.
And I think people get stuck on thinking that heaven is just a location, one location, just like earth is. But really, when the temple was raised up in the tabernacle, that was heaven and earth. That's where God came to meet with Moses and Aaron in between the two cherub. That was totally heaven and earth right there, that whole system.
Yeah. And also...
Benny, that's a huge revelation. Huge.
Yeah, and also another problem that people are having is when you say Garden of Eden, that's all they see. They don't understand before the garden, Eden is a big piece of soil, which is heaven. Do you understand? Eden has north, east, south, and west. Eden is heaven. And it says that God planted a garden in the east of Eden. You understand? That means there's not a garden in Eden yet. There's not a garden in Eden. Eden is heaven. Eden, not the garden. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying the Garden of Eden is heaven. I'm saying the entire Eden is heaven. Before God planted a garden in Eden, it's just Eden, guys. This right here is what a big part of the confusion comes from, is people are not seeing just Eden. They cannot see Eden without the garden. I don't know how, because the Bible makes it clear that God planted a garden in the east of Eden, bro. I'm going to keep saying this until it clicks. That's why people don't believe that the Garden of Eden is heaven, because they see the Garden of Eden here and heaven over there. No, Eden is heaven. The entire ground of Eden is heaven. And in heaven, God looked to the east and he goes, hey, I'm going to plant a garden over there. I'm going to say it again. God lives on 100 acres of land, okay? He lives on 100 acres of land. It's called heaven. And he looked to the east of his property and he said, you know what? I'm going to plant a garden in the east of heaven, which is Eden. So he walks his happy butt over there, and Jesus tells us the parable. A man went out to sow seed. Okay, now again, he's telling that in a fallen world, but the point is, God went to the east of heaven and he planted a garden. So obviously the garden is called the Garden of Eden, bro, because the whole property is called Eden. All right, I'm going to use somebody up here. Somebody give me your last name. Somebody on the panel. I don't care who it is.
Morris.
All right, Morris. Guys, if you don't know who Morris is, it says Kelly right there, Kelly. I'm going to use Kelly's last name, Morris. She wakes up and she lives on a property called the property of Morris, for God's sakes, okay? The whole property. It's called the property of Morris. And Morris says to herself, I'm going to go to the east of my property and I'm going to plant a garden. So Morris walks her happy little butt all the way over there and plants a garden in the land of Morris. And eventually these seeds are going to grow and there's going to be a harvest. And you know what she's going to call it? The Garden of Morris. Huh? I don't know how much more, how further I have to dumb this down. Okay? The garden is in the land of Morris. The garden is not the entirety of Morris. It wasn't even a garden there. It was just a land of Morris that was there. But she walked to the east of her property and she planted seeds. The garden grew and she's like, come and look at the Garden of Morris. And for some reason, everybody forgets that you act like there's no more Morris land. So there's no south, there's no north, there's no west. It's just the Garden of Morris. That's why you're confused about heaven and the fallen of Lucifer. That's why. Because you're taking away the rest of the property and you just see the garden. That's all you see is the garden. No, bro, there was no garden. Morris had no garden. She just woke up one day in the cool of the day. The whole property had a cool of the day, okay? The whole property. But she went to the east of her property and planted a garden. And we call it the Garden of Eden. Do you understand? But Eden is a big piece of land. It's not just a garden. That garden is in Eden. It's not Eden itself. It's in it. Man. I need some more coffee.
Thank you, Trot.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Everybody
then
should got
when
it
you-
by now.
And then when you look at the parables Jesus told, when he said the kingdom of heaven, as if a man went and sowed seed and the enemy sowed tares. That's what Satan did in the garden. He sowed tares. That's why he told him it'll be enmity between these two seeds. But we'll let them grow up together. And then in the end, it'll be a harvest. This is also why he said the kingdom of heaven. Why is he talking about heaven? Kingdom of heaven is like a woman who sold in 3 measures until the whole was leavened. And all throughout the New Testament, y'all can go read about this leaven. It's the lies, the hypocrisy of the Pharisees. It's false doctrine. It's lies. It's hypocrisy. And when you sow that in, it leavens the whole lump. That's what happened in the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah. Jesse put, it's all coming together. Listen, I've been ministering this for 15 years. And I can tell you that sometimes it seems like it takes 5 years for this to finally start coming together. That's why when someone's like, hold on, man, hold on, we got to talk about this. I'm like, bro, have a good day. Bro, people that are trying to understand this, it's going to take 2, 3, 4, 5 years, but you want to have an hour discussion so you could disprove, bro. You ain't, bro. Nah, bro. If you don't get it.
Leaven?
Do what?
So the leaven is the tares? Is that in
the
comparison?
leaven? All right, so let's do this again, Tammy. You're good. No, Tammy, no. Listen. I'm not saying you don't got it. Just listen. Notice that you said the leavens are the tares. Watch this. I want you to give me all the titles that Jesus has.
He has many. Lamb.
Lamb.
Gate, door.
What else?
Gate, door.
What
Sorry,
else?
My dog's
I don't care. I don't care about the dog. Go ahead. What else?
The narrow path, the narrow way. Oh gosh.
Oh, they'll come.
I can't think of all of them.
They'll come.
Gardener, yes.
Gardener. Okay. So
comforter.
Comforter. We can do this all day. And now you just said, oh, so the leaven are the tares? Yeah.
I just got it.
No,
you don't understand.
I understand.
When Vinny said that, I just got it. And I was like, holy cow. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I never understood the leaven until he just said it.
Just
and
like,
I was like,
awesome. So just like the good side has many titles, the bad side has many titles. Same thing. It's not. Yes. I said it. I say it all the time. God is not explaining 10,000 things. Just 2 things. He's only explained 2 things in the entire Bible, not 10,000. But it seems
10,000 ways.
Yeah, 10,000 ways.
I'm still fairly new to this, so I'm getting it.
Yeah.
It just sometimes it doesn't hit right away, and
seed time, and harvest. Seed time and harvest. What's been happening is Christianity has been lying about how long it's supposed to take. It's not a microwave. The gospel's not a microwave. Okay, it's a chef that get paid $500 an hour. That's what the gospel is. It's a chef that gets paid $500 an hour because it takes them an hour just to chop up the food. They ain't even started cooking it yet. It's not a microwave. We live in a microwave world. So you think when someone explains something to you, you're just supposed to get it. No, absolutely not. That is not how a harvest works outside. Why do you think there is becoming less and less gardeners in the world? It takes too long. That's why. People are lazy. That's the reality we live in. People are lazy.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Praise God.
Yeah. So they want to go read a book that somebody wrote only, no personal study. And then they want to go find someone that disagrees so they can argue. They would rather argue for 5 years about the same stupid topic than take those 5 years and actually understand what the Bible's talking about. Because they want a high. They want the high right now. They don't want to take 2-3 years to make their house look nice. They just want to go buy one that's already nice. When you go buy a house that's already nice and you didn't use your own blood, sweat, and tears to make it nice, you don't fight for it as hard. It doesn't have the same validity in it. But when you have sweated and put all the time and effort, because we live in this body, when you have sweated for the word, just like the Bible told Adam, now for the bread, now for your daily bread, you're going to have to sweat from the brow. Meaning your physical body is going to have to dig for that daily bread. It's going to have to, because we still live in this body. But he gives it to us freely. It's free because it's in the spirit. It's free. It's already yours. It's already given to you. But your physical body is going to have to go dig to get understanding, just like Paul did. Paul went to the desert for years, and then he understood. And then he started making disciples. And then he told them, hey, I was going to come, or I went to go hang out with y'all, and I was trying to give y'all some meat. Y'all should be teachers by now, but y'all are still arguing about Trinity and oneness. That's what he told them, bro. So I come over here, y'all arguing. So I tell everybody, stay with your Trinity and oneness. Stay. As everybody comes over here, and you still don't understand why. You don't get it. Well, you'll get it. Just a matter of time. You'll get it. It'll click. All right. Where are we at with this? Somebody got a question? Someone will throw something out? Dre, you still muttering over what you were thinking? Go ahead, Benny.
Yeah, I also want to say, like, as far as what Dre was saying, why is he called the serpent before anything happened? Well, we gotta remember the Holy Spirit is narrating this. So he's already proclaiming what hadn't happened yet. He's giving him his.
All right, so let's go. Benny, let's go to that verse that Dre's talking about. Let's go there.
Go to somebody go to Genesis 3.
2. Oh, I thought it was the end of 2, but okay, maybe it is the beginning of 3. Give me a second.
Eric, hey, hold on, Benny, hold on. I'm over here asking, hey, has anybody got anything else? And Eric in Texas says, so Revelation, right?
Yeah, so it's Genesis 3:1. It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast in the field which the Lord God had made. Mm-hmm. And he said unto the woman, and then Satan, the serpent starts talking to Eve.
Right. So my point is if I was telling a story of you and my best friend, we fell out, if I was telling it in real time as it was happening, I'd be like, oh, my best friend, he's the most wonderful thing in the world. You know, but I'm telling it in hindsight to you. So I'm like, man, he did this, but that's not how it started. I'm just telling you.
All right. All right. So where do we see an example of this? We went over one yesterday. Let's go back to where the alabaster box is broken and Judas says what he says about how come we didn't sell it. So let's go back to that. I want to see if we can pick up on why this is written this way. Because remember, Moses is the one writing this. Moses is. So this stuff's already happened. Okay? When this story about the alabaster box was broken, it already had happened. And they're writing, oh, so this is what was happening. They write it that way. Somebody find it.
Somebody get Matthew 26:7.
Or, matter of fact, go to John 12. I think that's the one that goes in the detail that I'm talking about. Somebody go to John 12 and just start reading at verse 1. Who's going there?
Got it.
Kenny, what is Kenny saying? I see a question, Kenny. Tell you what, what was the whole
the overall topic?
Oh, the overall topic. Well, we don't just have topics here. But if you want to say overall, we're more focused on when did Satan fall? Like what order of fashion? Why is he called a serpent before or after? We're kind of talking about that whole thing, but we're using the entire Bible. Compartmentalizing. So here we go again. The problem again is we see that he's called serpent before. So if he's serpent before, you're compartmentalizing the story. You have to use the entire Bible. You can't compartmentalize, say, okay, I'm going to focus right here. If you want to focus on one part, you can't stay right there. You got to go to the rest of the Bible. So who found it? John 12.
12. You want to start at 12?
Start at 1. Yeah.
All right, John 12. Then Jesus, 6 days before the Passover, came to Bethany, where Lazarus was, which had been dead, whom he raised from the dead. There they made him a supper, and Martha served, but Lazarus was one of them that sat at the table with him. Then took Mary a pound of ointment of her spikenard, very costly, and anointed their feet of Jesus, then wiped his feet with her hair, and the house was filled with odor of ointment. Then saith one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, which should betray him. Why was
all right, right there. Notice what it says. The one that should betray him. So the person that's writing this down is going back to something that's already happened. So they're putting a truth already. This is the one that betrayed him. You understand how they're writing it?
Yep.
Okay, so if this story was being written as it was happening, they would have added the one that's going to betray him? No. So why did Moses say the serpent from the beginning? Why? Because he already knew what he was going to write down, right? Are y'all tracking or not? Okay, keep reading. Keep reading, Mick.
All right. Verse 5. Why was not the ointment sold for 300 pence and given to the poor? Then he said, not that he cared for the poor.
All right, right there. Watch this. This is in parentheses. So he's saying, oh, yeah, when this was happening, Judas was like, hey, man, why didn't we sell this and make money? So in parentheses, it'd be like John saying, my personal thoughts. He's over here acting like he cared. That whole time, he didn't care about the people. Do you understand? So read that part again, Mick.
Why was not the ointment sold for 300 pence and given to the poor? This he said, not that he cared for the poor, but because he was a thief and had the bag and bare what was put therein.
All right, so if this was happening right then and there, John didn't look to Judas and say, man, stop trying to act like you care for the people, bro. That's not what happened. This is after it comes out that he was the one. He's adding parentheses. Oh, by the way, just to let y'all know, he's the one that said out loud, guys, we could take that money and give it to the poor. What John is saying is, you freaking liar. That whole time you said that way back then, you were lying. You didn't care for nobody. Y'all understand? So right now we're talking about Genesis. So let's go back to Genesis. This is just one example. There's many. So let's go back to Genesis, what Dre brought up. And somebody go, but what was it? What was the verse?
3:1.
All right, so somebody read it again.
Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, hath God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden?
So who's writing this?
Moses.
So he's trying to tell whoever is reading this, there's about to be a serpent speaking to Eve, but I'm going to forewarn you, this is a no good son of a gun. Because Moses already knows what happened. Do you understand?
Right, by using the term serpent.
Right. That's why he's already calling him that. Dre, we good?
Yeah, I'm tracking.
All right, now what? Anybody else?
Hey, try up in here like it's a batting cage.
Huh? What?
I say you sitting up in there like it's a batting cage. You talking about what's next? What's next?
I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying.
You know
Like
how in the batting cage, in the batting cage, the
yeah,
like every 15 seconds.
Yeah. I don't know. Bro, I used to live in the batting cage. Bro, I know, yeah.
I love it.
I used to love it, bro. I was there all the time. Every time I had like a buddy or like maybe some girl I was dating, they're like, why are you always over there? I'm like, I don't know. Like, it was my thing, bro. It was my thing. Hey, I would tell my little brother, hey, go buy some nachos. He'd come back. Hey, he tore up the whole thing of nachos. I'm like, bro, where's my nachos? He's like, I was telling you, you just kept hitting the ball. Bro, 15, 20 minutes go by, bro. He was like, okay, well, I guess he's going to stay right there. Bro, I'd be putting all my money in there. All my money, bro. Shoot, that whole weekend. My girlfriend I was dating, she's like, hey.
I go to OKC, I go to the batting cages.
Yeah.
The little go-karting batting cages. I still do it. I love it to this day.
Yeah, man. Hey, you hit that yellow ball because they were yellow. Were they yellow? Were y'all right? I mean, they got different colors. But
different colors. There's white, yellow.
Hey, I'd hit that ball in the sweet spot. I was like, oh, I got it. Gets another one of them. Hey, I got so good at hitting that ball. Not very often, but every once in a while, because I'm aiming the whole time. I'm trying to put it back in the hole where the ball's coming out. And I could aim, man. I could put that ball just about anywhere I wanted. Not as good as others, but I was pretty good at it. But all right, what's up?
Jay wants the microwave answer.
Huh?
Jay wants the microwave answer real quick.
What? So I know I'm late, but when did he fall? Jay, you're gonna have to come up here. That's not a. You're gonna have to come up here because I already went over when he fell, but I'll go over it again. No problem. Come up here. Can you come up here? Just put yes I can or no I can't or just pop up some.
He fell 3 times. He fell in his heart and thought when he said, I'm going to set my throne above the throne of God.
Yeah.
He fell when God said to the belly, you may go. And then he fell when he was cast out, that old serpent, that dragon.
That dragon.
The 3rd time's a charm.
Yeah, but again, it's always pointing to the 3, right? When we went to James, even though it looks like there's 4 or 5 steps, it's really 3. Okay. All right, Jay, what's up? Jay, you at work?
Can you hear me?
Are you at work?
Everybody doing? Yeah, but I could hang out for a minute.
All right.
I just got here. Let me just let you know that I just got here.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought when I asked when did he fall, I knew about that part what Benny was just saying, but I thought maybe you mentioned like a more detailed part. And
yeah, we got to go. We got to go over what a fall is. So, what's a fall? What is that?
I would like to say when you lose your life, but.
Yeah, a fall. Listen. To be clear, a fall is when you're having thoughts that are contrary to what is true. That's a fall. That's what a fall is. Okay. So when Satan said, I want to be on the mountain of the Most High, did God put him on the mountain?
No.
Okay, so those are thoughts contrary. Those thoughts are contrary to God.
Right.
All right. So as soon as he started thinking like that, the thought is what the fall is. He fell as soon as he started thinking that way.
Right.
All right. So he's thinking like that. All right. But in order for him to be up there, he has to have at least some sort of dominion. Angels were not given dominion. Man were given dominion, right?
Right.
Okay. So when man was given dominion, now you got to understand he's a ministering spirit. The Bible makes it clear that even Jesus had angels minister to him when he was on earth, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he was in the garden to minister to Adam and Eve. He's a ministering spirit.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right. So why? Because this is heaven. This is not multiple places, bro. Eden is heaven, period. That's the issue. Everybody keeps thinking heaven's over there. So he fell from heaven and went to Eden. Bro, Eden is heaven. What are we talking about? Now that you got or you don't got that yet?
No, I got that. I'm with you.
All right. So because he's a ministering spirit, they are supposed to minister to man. But he said, nah, bruh, I want to sit on your mountain. But in order for me to do that, I got to have man's dominion. So in order for me to have man's dominion, I got to do what you do, God. I got to do what you do. I got to tell them something. They got to believe me, and then we'll have a covenant. You understand?
Yes.
He understands. He understands the legal system. Let me say, Seraphim, if you're going to come in here with a bunch of question marks, make sure you understand what we're saying. Every time you come up in here, you tripping, Seraphim. Every time, bro. Every time. There ain't been one time you came in here, you ain't tripping. We'll just kick you out. So either you're going to come in here and learn or kick rocks. Real simple.
So, was you about to say something, or I could ask you a question?
Yeah, I was about to say something. All right. So in Eden, he says, I want to sit up there, but I can't do it. Why not? Because I have to. I never said you were on my panel. At everything I said, I never said nothing about you being on the panel. I said every time you come in here, where you are right now, in the comments, you always say crazy stuff. What? What is he talking about? I said, bro, if you don't like being here, kick rocks. All right? You ain't the first. You ain't the last. Okay? Sit there and listen. Take some notes. All right. Anyhow, so he says, I want to sit where he's sitting, but I can't do it. I've never even seen you. Bro, that's so funny. What are you talking about, bro? Let me ask you, anybody ever seen that name in the comments? We'll just get rid of this real quick. Huh? Anybody ever seen that person in the comments and descaled?
I don't know.
Well, if you don't know, don't say none. I'm asking for people that do know. I already got 4 people saying yes.
I ain't never pay attention to that.
You thinking of somebody else? No, bro. No, I'm not. Absolutely not. Let me ask you this, Seraphim. Are you agreeing in something I'm saying or not agreeing? We'll make this even more funny. Do you agree on things that I say or you don't agree, Seraphim? Same picture, same name. People are silly, boy. Y'all don't like to get called out. Y'all don't like to get called out, bro. Y'all sure do come in here crazy. I'll ask you one more time, Seraphim. I'm going to ask you one more time. Do you agree on anything that I'm saying or you don't agree? I'm asking you a question. All right, I'm done. I'm done messing with it. All right. So he says that he wanted to. Yeah, just go ahead and move on, bro. Do yourself a favor. All right.
Lay there.
What the heck?
Stay.
CJ, what the heck you doing, bro?
Why are you talking to your children like that, man? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, bro. You telling your kid to sit?
Bud, that's a dog.
Nah, you said, I heard you say stay, sit. Nah, bro, I'm calling CPS. Call CPS, bro. All right.
Yeah, if I'm talking to see.
All right, mute up. All right, so he says that he wants to sit on the mountain of God. That's what he says. But he can't do it. He doesn't have dominion. So he literally is saying, okay, check it out. I know what to do. I know the legal system. all these Adam and Eve, what they have to do is believe what God is saying, and the covenant will be final. There'll be a covenant. Or I'm just going to lie to them, and there'll be a covenant with me. And when we have the covenant, I'll take the dominion of man. Once I take the dominion of man, I can rebel against God, because without that dominion, I can't rebel. He can have thoughts, but he can't act on those thoughts. He has no dominion to act on the thought that he's having. But the thought itself is the serpent. The thought itself. Don't worry about it, Seraphim. I got you. You said you were going to move on, but you lied. So I moved you on, just like the rest of the goofballs that come in here. I'm telling you, I think I'm playing. The block list is getting long. Y'all gonna see some of y'all's friends blocked out pretty soon. I'm tired of the games. You done ruined your welcome. Done ruined your welcome. Everybody is free to learn, but you are not free to act stupid here. Okay? You kick rocks. Get the heck out of here. All right. All right, let's see. All right. So he lies to Adam and Eve. They believed him. So once they believed him, the covenant was made with them. In a covenant, what is mine is yours, and what is yours is mine. So when they made a covenant with him, because they are in a covenant, you understand, he could take the dominion because they're in covenant. So he took the dominion. Adam and Eve got to go to the earth. It's just common sense that he has to go to the earth too, because that's what he has dominion over, the earth. All right, Jay, what you got?
I just was making sure I ain't missed like no major details. You know how your lives be. I was just making sure.
All right. It's all right. So you're go ahead.
No, you good, brother.
Okay.
I want you to know.
All right. No. So you were asking. So when did he fall? I literally just explained it. You asked when did he fall. So tell me if you understand when he fell or not.
I would say from what you just said, I would say before he placed the man in the garden.
All right. So when you say when did he fall, what do you mean by that? What do you mean when did he fall? What are you saying?
I thought you mentioned like a time period.
No, I'm asking you a question. When you asked when did he fall, I'm asking you to elaborate. What do you mean by that? I'm asking you.
I was talking about a dispensation in time, like before the garden, after the garden.
No, I know what the words when means. I'm asking you, when you say fall, what are you talking about?
Well, when iniquity was found in him.
So you're asking when was iniquity found in him?
Chronologically. She's asking chronologically.
Okay, chronologically, iniquity was found in him. Okay, the Bible says, it says you were perfect until iniquity was found in you. And it says because of your much merchandise. So when he started having thoughts against God's thoughts, that is when the falling started. But again, we went over yesterday the process of sin. We went over the process. It first starts with the thought.
Right.
Okay, so when he started having thoughts contrary to God, before he didn't have thoughts contrary, everything was good. He was good. But when he started having thoughts contrary to God, that's when God told Adam and Eve, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
So
right.
And that
was before. That's when he placed the tree. That was when he told them don't listen to them. When he placed them in the garden, and he said, "Accept the tree of knowledge of good and evil."
Right. So they were already in the. So the angels are already in heaven. Eden is heaven.
Right.
So when he put Adam and Eve, when he put them in the garden. He's telling them, hey, you can listen and believe what all the rest of them say, but not that one right there.
Right, right.
All right. So once he lied to them and he took their dominion, as soon as that happened, you see Adam and Eve cast out. And then you see God telling the serpent, okay, which is the inside of the tree. You see him telling the serpent, which is the lie, which is the merchandise, which is the thinking that's against God. He's telling that thing. Okay, so when people get confused and they say, well, which one is saying? You're saying it's the tree. It's calling the serpent. So that means we still got kids living in freaking Mary Poppin land over here thinking that it's a freaking snake. They still think it's a physical snake. That's all they cannot see nothing else. Right? So when the Bible says that God made everything, that's the thing that Dre's bringing up, and it's smarter than everything, it's still pointing out what's about to take place. It's still pointing it out, what's about to take place. So God made everything, okay? But the confusion part is what Dre was bringing up. Wait a minute, it says that he made the serpent. He made it. It's choice. You understand? It's choice. That people can choose contrary. But what God, throughout the entire Bible, what God points out is once you make a choice to eat from the tree of life, you will live forever. At that point, there is no more choice because you've already made your choice. Going against God's word will not exist in heaven because you've already chose God's word. There is no going back and now choosing against God's word. So the serpent, the pride, going against God's word, the choice, it's there in the garden. And it's not easy to explain. It's really not, because people get confused on, well, did God make the serpent? Did he not make the serpent, or what?
So try. So the way I kind of have said that in the past is that there are a million billion choices you make in your life, however many choices it is, doesn't matter who, make a number. It all just is going to boil down to, in the kingdom of heaven, did you make the choice of God or the choice of not God? Those are the ultimate choices.
Yeah, so what I was going to say is when he had the thought, he should have cast it down and put it under subjection to the word of God, but he didn't. So he acted on the thought. He was cast down. But then, so you got to be specific when you talk about these falls, because in that moment, when he believed that thought and acted on it, that was a fall. Then when he made them transgressed, that was a fall. He was cast to his belly. And so, but we still see him in and out of heaven, or let's just say in the presence of God. He's still in and out of the presence of God. We see this in Joshua. With Joshua, the high priest, and we also see this with Job. And so we got to be specific when we talk about these falls. It's not just
and he can and that right, and that's another thing. He's only able to be in the presence of God because he has Adam's dominion. You understand? He's standing in the spot of Adam. He has his dominion.
With Job, right?
Well, yeah, the story is in Job, right? Right. So, which I don't know why that would even be confusing to anybody. Adam had a position, the right hand of the Father. Adam was able to stand right there. That's why Jesus stands at the right hand of the Father, because he's the last Adam. So you have the first Adam that stood there. Satan took his dominion. Now he has a right to stand there legally. Do you understand? When people say things like, well, God, I don't know, it make no sense. God could have just, well, God's not stupid like you. It doesn't mean he could have just. He's not stupid like you are. His ways are not your ways. So when you say things like, well, that don't make no sense, it makes perfect sense in God's legal system. In God's legal system, God would have been wrong to just remove Satan from that spot. He would have been wrong. The reason why he would have been wrong is because Satan has the dominion, because it was given to him by man. It was given. So because of that, he was able to stand in Adam's position. So when the last Adam came, it talks about Jesus going and taking the keys away. Keys to what? What are the keys that he took? Does anybody even know? He took physical keys? What's the keys?
Like the grand piano key.
Guys, what's the keys?
The dominion of sin and death.
Dominion. He took the dominion back. Now Satan cannot stand in the place of the first Adam. He can't stand there because the last Adam redeemed man through his own body, through his own soul that was on the cross. And now Jesus, the last Adam, stands in the position of the first Adam, no longer Satan.
So, you know what? I'm not even going to say it.
I don't know if y'all know, but we have this topic like every 3 or 4 months. Have y'all not noticed that?
Oh, I've noticed.
Does anybody, let me see if anybody knows why. Does anybody know why?
Because you let the fowl of the air come steal the seed.
That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it.
And
seed time and harvest is a real thing. It's a real thing. It takes time. Some of this stuff, it's not microwavable, man. It takes time to understand all this stuff. It's not something you're just going to get 100% the first time you go over it. The Bible says faith come by hearing, and that word hearing is pointing to continuously meditating on the word. Right? So, Herman, would you say?
Like David, right?
Hold on a second. Herman, would you say new listeners? Well, yeah. No, there are new listeners, but what I'm saying is there's still people that have been here for at least a year or longer, and they're still asking questions about this. But that's because when we talk about it for 2 hours or so on a live, or 3 hours, and we don't talk about it again till, several months later. So again, but it's something you have to constantly go over, period. Right? Yeah, seed time and harvest. That's it. So, all right, guys, it is 2:00. We're going to wrap it up. Monday, I'm not sure what we're talking about, but be ready for it. Dre's going to make we're going to get we're going to make a promo video for Melchizedek. I've never fully went through Melchizedek, but I think at least as long as half the people will understand. Hold on. As long as half the people understand
at this point.
Yeah, at this point, I think at least half the people. If you're not tracking, just listen, and we'll just go over it again in a few more months, I guess. But Melchizedek is
go back and listen to the YouTube.
Oh yeah, let me shut the YouTube off. Thank you for reminding me. Dre, you there?